Anine, hey there everyone, I'm that punk Trekkie that your parents warned you about, and today I'm going to be reviewing George Takei's Allegiance. It is a heartwarming story, and also heartbreaking, about the Japanese internment camps and a family's experiences within them. It is an amazing musical, and I am very happy to have been a part of the front line of Allegiance, which is the group George Takei has on Facebook that was pushing the release of Allegiance from last night. And last night it premiered in theaters all over the world, and I had the honor to go and actually see it. So, the theater I was at was actually pretty barren. There was maybe 30 of us in the theater, and it was quite a large theater, so I was very disappointed about the turnout. But then again, I live in a very Republican area in the US, so it wasn't unexpected. Although I did push it, many of my friends were unable to go due to either prior engagements or things that they had to get done, or they lived a little too far away to go to the theater I was necessarily going to. And seeing as there wasn't one very close to where I lived in Ohio, we had to go to Kentucky to go and see it anyways. So what we uh what we went and saw was this amazing musical, and to start it all out, they did a little trivia going across the screen, and one of the questions was when was George Takei put into the internment camp as a child with his family? He was 5 years old. And now this story, like I said, or I might not have said it, was loosely based upon his family's experiences, and I absolutely loved the movie. It was heartwarming and heartbreaking. It was a tearjerker for sure. Um, and it was done very, very beautifully. In fact, you probably saw more of the parts of the scenes that you would have seen if you were actually at a performance. And I highly recommend. I do believe it's coming out in video, and I do highly recommend going out and purchasing Allegiance. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. Um, Experience this time in history that we shouldn't be forgetting. And on this channel, we are absolutely and totally open to any person, regardless of anything. And it was really amazing because it reminded me of stories in my family. I'm Native American, and the stories that I hear of, having to go through the Americanization schools, and that was a big thing for people in my tribe that had to go through it. I have great 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 grandfathers who were chiefs of two respective tribes, but both the Chippewa and Ottawa tribes, and then you get down farther and you get very Christian sounding names. And it's partially because of all these Americanization schools that Native Americans were put through. And watching the movie, I definitely could understand. They were watching as you weren't allowed to hang up the wind chime that came from Japan. For Native Americans, it was we were not able to speak our own language. It it was really amazing to see how they outlined this into this musical where you can sit there and you can sing along. And I highly recommend also buying the CD. Um, and you learned a little bit. And I definitely am going to say Gaman a lot more. It's amazing, and I really, really hope that if you're watching this, you go out and you watch the movie, you listen to the soundtracks, and you understand a little bit more. Go read a book on the Japanese internment camps. Learn a little bit more about Hurt Mountain or many of the other internment camps because it's really important. Listen to some speeches by George Takei. He often references it. And also take a look at the documentary on Netflix about George Takei. That was amazing as well. George Takei references this as his legacy project, and I have no doubts that this is one of the things he will be known for. He will be known for not only being a um, civil rights activist, someone who actively has been fighting for LGBTQ plus rights, but also this beacon of hope for people of color, someone who they can look up to in a time when, Asian Asian American actors were portrayed as funny or humorous. He played Sulu and got to actually show the world that it's not just that stereotype. They can be strong-willed and very much so a major part of any production. So with that, I just wanted to tell you guys, go check out Allegiance. It is amazing, and I know we all love Uncle George, and Uncle George has been, this amazing, amazing person throughout the years for most of us. But please go take a look at Allegiance. The Allegiance website will be down in the description box below. Please go click on it, read a little bit about it, read a little bit about the storyline. They are fictional characters, but is loosely based, like I said, about Uncle George's experiences in the internment camps, and learn a little bit. I'll also try to find a link to the iTunes so you can go and download the Allegiance soundtrack so you guys can start listening to some of my new favorite songs. Um, so that's that, alright? So, that is my latest vlog update. I hope you guys go and take a look at this amazing movie, at this amazing soundtrack. And that's pretty much it. So, until next time, I'm that punk Trekkie that your parents warned you about. Live long and punk rock.